is still struggling to unlock the secrets of the universe. But we've come a long way from the idea that we exist in a kind of giant machine, controlled by ancient laws of time and motion. Some of the world's leading physicists, biologists, and psychologists no longer scoff at the idea of ghosts. They believe that beyond the material world lies a universal consciousness in which almost anything is possible. So we ask you to keep an open mind as we investigate what may at first seem unbelievable. The idea that a mysterious energy, something beyond our understanding of life and death, can be trapped inside a building. We are on a journey into the unknown, which with its twists and turns will explore both the new frontiers of science and the hidden depths of the human mind. And every place we visit will have the reputation of being haunted. People throughout history have experienced ghosts, and every country in the world has its haunted houses. But we are going to concentrate on Australia, a vast continent of remote deserts, modern cities, and ruins with a brutal convict past. Ghosts have been seen in every state of Australia by hundreds of seemingly credible witnesses. The most frightening of all hauntings can often be where people still live, in ordinary suburban houses. You might have had the feeling yourself that there is something odd about the atmosphere of a house, an intuition that the past somehow lingers on, or the fleeting sensation that you are being watched. That's exactly how 3 young Queensland women felt when they moved into a rented house in the Brisbane suburb of Barton. The 50-year-old building had no reputation of being haunted, so there was no reason for them to feel apprehensive or afraid. But they began to have strange experiences when left alone in the house. At first, each girl thought it was her own imagination and kept it to herself, not wanting to frighten the others. Now they are convinced there is a supernatural force in the building, and they are terrified of it.
I heard footsteps one night and walked out into the kitchen to speak to whoever was there, and there was nobody there, and I mentioned it the next morning. That's when I was told that there had been things happening in the house like that.
How often do you hear footsteps?
Every day. Every night I hear them, and if I'm home during the day, I'll hear them then as well.
Are you sure that they're footsteps? They're not creaking? They're not the wind?
No, they're definite footsteps. When you are in the house, you never really do feel alone. If you are on your own, you can always feel something else there.
We've heard footsteps in the house, and as well a couple of times I've felt like I've had hands on my chest here and through my hair.
Is that why you've been in bed?
Yeah.
Were you half asleep and half awake while that was happening?
No, I was wide awake. Just as I jumped into bed, it happened. Over the last, say, 2 months, it's sort of stepped up, and now I do feel it. I sort of a bit scared going to sleep in that.
So far, we've heard only furtive suggestions that the house may be haunted. A build-up of fear, which could make people imagine footsteps or something brushing against them at night. It was the third girl, Helen McLennan, who was the first to actually see a ghost.
One night I was just lying in bed and I just woke up. Like I didn't hear anything, I just woke up. And I just looked from my bed to my wardrobe and saw a shape there, like a white figure. And I sort of, shut my eyes and thought, this is really silly, and opened them again and thought, it could be a street light, wasn't, checked that out. Could be the next door neighbour's light, wasn't, checked that out. And I thought, well, there's something there.
One night I woke up for some reason. I'd been asleep for a little while, and I've got a missing louver in my room, and I was staring out of that. And there's a tree just outside my bedroom, and I saw what looked to be like a man sitting in the tree, and at first I thought I was seeing things because I'd just woken up, so I tried to blink it away, and then it wouldn't go, so I sat up in my bed and stared at it, and there was definitely something there. It appeared to be like a skeletal form, just a very skinny, naked figure, and it was, for the whole time I was watching it, it was looking up at the sky and then looking back through the window at me. Did that 5 or 6 times. Hallucinations are something that you see and they go away, but this wasn't. I made a point of looking at it, and I was staring at it for about 4 minutes. I formed the impression that it's somebody that was living here that has died, but probably isn't aware of it himself, because the noises you hear, like the front gate creaking, the footsteps in all different parts of the house, it seems to be that he's still living here with us.
Well,
There's nothing terribly remarkable or unique about the 3 girls' claims. In fact, there are thousands of similar cases all around the world. Most people dismiss such stories, especially those involving young women living alone, as imagination, triggered by branches blowing in the wind, shadows, creaking floorboards, and a fear of the unknown. Yet there are reasons to believe that Maria did actually see something crouching in the tree outside her bedroom window, saw it clearly, watched it move, and experienced real terror. She has described it in precise detail, and has nothing to gain and everything to lose by lying about it. Like all the witnesses in this program, she received no payment, yet was willing to risk being ridiculed for telling her story on television. The real question is, was the ghost crouching in the branches an hallucination which existed only in Maria's mind, or did it have a reality of its own? Even psychiatrists can't explain why some buildings seem to produce ghosts, even if they are hallucinations, and other buildings don't. The puzzling fact is that some Australian hauntings go back more than a century, and during that time, generations of people with no connection to each other have seen a ghost in the same building.